to What Was Mommy Thinking? My name is Crystal and I am so glad that you're here. Today is going to be our Vlogmas Day 23 video, and this is my 2021 budget setup. So this is that time of year where we're all working to head towards our goals for the new year, and that's what today is about for me. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing and sticking around and seeing how this all works out over the next year or so. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks so much for coming back and being with me today. So I know that in a couple of previous videos I had told you guys that I was going to use these stickers in my week of Christmas spread, so I thought that would make a cute little something to have on the table as we got started this morning. Today is going to be a little bit more of a serious video than I typically do, just because this has been really hard, guys. Setting up and revamping my 2021 budget has taken a lot of honesty and a lot of reflection and a lot of prepping and planning. And I wanted to let you guys know a couple of things. As I was reflecting, I really tried to focus on what did work and what didn't work, what goals I met, what goals I missed, and I kind of wrote all of that stuff down on these tons of pieces of paper, because as I would have a thought, I'd grab a piece of paper and write it down, and I would stick it in this stack, right? And then I sat down with this stack of notes and tried to make sense out of all of it, which is kind of how my brain works anyway. And what I figured out is that I need a new framework. I've got some things that worked and some things that didn't work, and so I've had to develop a new framework for my budget. So with that being said, my new framework is a hybrid model, and I'm going to be taking pieces of 3 different programs or advice from 3 different financial experts, if you want to call it that, and that is the Budget Mom, of course, and she is the primary. Jordan Page, there's just one little piece of her system that I'm going to incorporate. And then if you guys don't follow Stephen Gardner here on YouTube, I strongly, highly recommend him. He is phenomenal, and he has helped so much in my budget planning. And he introduced me to the CFI model, which for debt repayment, which I'll get into. So again, biggest influence is the Budget Mom, and I use her workbook. I use it as the base of my structure. So I'm going to take this off of here. This is my 2021 Franken planner, and if you missed that video, you can go back and watch that, but this is my planner for 2021. And in this planner, I put the budget section under my goal planner, because that's, for me, that's where it's at. So since I'm currently working in the January one and I don't have it ready to show, I will show you guys. For February, I went in and I printed off, these are the printables from the Budget Mom, and my printables are older than some others. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit for you guys. So my printables are not the latest version. They are older, and they still work just fine. They're functional. And one of the things that I'm doing for my finances this year is that I'm going to do my best to use what I have and make it work until I am out of debt, right? So I've got this for my monthly spread. So I used to put all of my bills on my main page and the monthly layout, kind of like this with some stickers. I'm not going to do that anymore because my monthly spread is going to be used for something else. So I printed this out from her packet, and then I also printed out the paycheck trackers, right? And they're completely blank because I haven't done them yet, and the expense tracker. So I will be using those faithfully. What I want to add this year is something that I haven't used out of her system before, and that is her debt payment plan, because I really need to do a better job of tracking that. the monthly net worth, and the closeout. So when you go into the month and you put down your categories, what your budget was, how much you spent, the difference, and what percent of income, I need to start tracking that. And then I need to be able to compare one month to the next and see that I'm making progress. And I also want to try and complete this page as well. And this is the where did my money go, debt versus savings breakdown. So for each month, I will print all of these pages, cut them down on my paper cutter, and then I just glue them together with double-sided tape. And I use 28-pound paper so that they're nice and thick and there's no bleed through. But she is my structure. So she's my basis. And then in addition to her, I took a Microsoft Word document and modeled it after her pages because I needed more spaces for my sinking funds because I have more of those than I do the cash envelopes, so I needed more spaces there. But it's not something that I'm going to be publishing or trying to sell on Etsy or anything like that. I want to be really ethical about what I do, and I want to support her and be intentional, so that won't be happening. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm taking her advice, and while I have debt, I am going to look at every category in my sinking fund and cash envelopes and really, really evaluate those. So I've done that, and here's what happened. So this happened. I will get into all of these and show you guys everything that's in them, but let me give you a breakdown. So this is my sinking funds. This is my monthly cash envelopes because I get paid once a month. And then this is my wallet. This is actually going in my bag. It's going in my purse. So when I was looking at my sinking funds and my cash envelopes and giving it a real honest evaluation, let me move this super quick. I found that there were some sinking funds that I needed to completely eliminate. So if you've watched any of my videos before, our sinking fund for buying a side of beef, we've already eliminated that. So what I need to do is just take it out and put this to the side for now. We've also decided to do away with our entertainment cash envelope because we're not using it. It usually gets transferred into, this is my cash envelopes, it usually gets transferred into another fund anyways. So we're going to take that out. It's gone. Then we are also doing away with the Christmas Savings Challenge envelope. And let me tell you why. What I'm going to be able to do from the perspective of Christmas will just go into a Christmas sinking fund. And whatever I'm able to put in here is all there's going to be for Christmas. We have really got to be intense and intentional with our dollars and make sure that every dollar has a job. And I'm one of those people that if I have $500 in here and $500 in the other envelope, I'm going to spend all $1,000 on Christmas when $500 would have been enough, right? I have to change how I think, and I have to change how I use my money or put it to work for me and make sure that it is something that's significant, it matters before I spend money on it. So the last envelope, and this may surprise you guys, and again, it's just when we were evaluating it, what we came up with is this one. This one is going away. So our school envelope is for those incidental costs, class pictures, library fines, things of that nature. Well, my kids have been virtual schooled since March of 2020. And we have absolutely no indication that that's going to change anytime soon. So we're not having those incidental costs. My kids don't have school pictures this year, and I don't know that that's going to change. What I do have is a back to school envelope. This stays and the amount stays. And so this will be for fall, going back to school, and this will definitely stay. So in addition to eliminating some, we have actually reduced the amount that's going into some of our envelopes. Primarily, those are the holiday envelopes, our vacation envelope, and our family pictures envelope. And you'll see those in future videos. I kind of touched on them on my last cash envelope stuffing, but you'll see that as I start doing those videos, how that works out. Excuse me. In addition to that, there were a couple of envelopes that we actually had to increase the amount going into them. One of those was sports, and I discussed that in my previous cash envelope stuffing. And the other is home maintenance. What we're finding is that with us being home all day, every day, our air purifier filters need changed more often. And there's just some more general upkeep. We're running the dishwasher more, stuff like that. So our monthly maintenance on our garbage disposal, our dishwasher, our washing machine, stuff like that, I just needed to increase that fund just a little bit. So we did. All right. So in addition to that, the last thing that I need to explain to you is that some of our funds are going to be a set amount goal. And I'm going to put in a little dashboard to separate the ones that are a goal amount versus ones that are fluid. And what I mean by fluid is like, let's see, our clothing. So this isn't a set amount. We're going to put money in it every month. We're gonna take money out as we need it. So this will never be like, okay, we have a goal of $1,000 a year, so we're going to put whatever it is a month, right? Same with like cosmetics. It's not an annual goal. It's a certain amount a month that I have to spend, and I have to learn to live within that budget. Then you've got ones like this that are a set amount. This is $120 a year. This is $10 a month. And what I'm going to try and do is for the ones that we've made the decision to set an amount on, and that's pretty much all of our holiday envelopes, plus birthdays, plus vacation, and back to school. So Amazon and vehicle tags were already that way. Our HOA and our pest control are already that way. But once this envelope is fully funded, it's going to get moved behind a Happy Planner dashboard divider in here so that I know those things are fully funded. And what I'm going to try to do is when I find myself with extra money from either an extra pay or selling something or something like that, I'm going to try and fund the envelopes that are a set amount, and so that I can move those to the back and add that money back into our monthly cash flow. I hope that makes sense. You'll see more of it in detail in my videos, and I'm going to have these envelopes all separated by those dashboard dividers. So we'll have the fluid ones that are changing, that we just put money in every month and learn to live with that in the front. Then we're going to have a divider for all the ones that have a set amount. Then there'll be another divider for the ones that have a set amount but are fully funded, and they'll get stuck behind there because that way I know that they're done, and it'll just be a visual for me. So based on how my husband and I are paid, that's another way that I was really messing up my budget. My husband gets paid every 2 weeks, and I only get paid once a month. So what we have been doing in the few months that we've been budgeting is once a month, all of the cash envelopes come out of my paycheck at the end of the month for the next month. And so we take it all out of my pay, and then we have to live off of that for the entire month. And that has not been working for us, because here's what your girl does. So I've got my cash envelopes, and I take out the money that's supposed to be in it for the month, and I put it in the envelope, right? And then as I need it, I go in, I take it out, and I write on my little ledger that I took that money and I used it. Well, I don't know about you, but when I would go to get into an envelope and I would go, oh, well, there's a lot of money in here, it gives me something in my tiny little pea-sized brain, makes me think that there's more to spend than there really is. So this is another change for me for 2021. This little booklet here, this will be where the cash envelope money for the entire month will go into. So when I stuff envelopes for my last pay, for the paycheck in December, the monthly amount will go into here. So let's say that there's $100 for the month for eating out. That's going to go into here. What is different is that I am going to incorporate a component from the Jordan Page budgeting system, in that this is my actual wallet. This is going to be in my bag. This is going to go everywhere with me. I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to attach the strap so that when things do clear up and I do actually go into stores, if I just want to throw it over like a crossbody, that I have it. My phone does fit in here, and this is my actual wallet. So I have covered up my license here, but I've got all of my necessary information, and the only cards that I'm going to carry are my bank card, my Sam's card, my Target Red card because I get a discount, and then the rest of this is our health stuff. So this is my wallet. When you open it, I've got these tiny little envelopes, and in those envelopes I've got a tracker, and this is where I'm going to put my weekly allotment. So in my eat out budget, if I get $100 a month, that means $25 a week is going to go in this envelope. And when I go to buy something or I go to spend money, this is where I'm going to go, not here, because this is going to have a more realistic amount for me than this will. I need to learn to live in this lane instead of this lane. Instead of looking at this is the now, this is the now. So that's just going to help my brain to remember that even though I get paid once a month, this is all I have for this week. And I hope that makes sense. If not, you guys definitely leave me questions. So again, entertainment is one that we decided we are no longer doing. So I'm going to take that out. I did put my pets envelope into this little wallet just because we do find ourselves dipping into that. And I moved allowance over here. So just like in the good old days, back before everything was digital, we used to use a little checkbook ledger. And if y'all don't remember what those look like, or you're not old enough to know what those look like, trust me, they were something, right? And then we'd have to balance our checkbooks. Do y'all remember that? I'm so old. Okay, so these little ledgers here are for my tracking, for my purposes. So on the perpetual calendar at the front where it's just got the days, I'm just going to write in the paydays. And then when you go to the actual week, so let's open up this week. So when you go to the actual week, today is Tuesday the 22nd. Again, one of the things I'm doing is using what I have, right? So I went through my sticker stash, and I've got a bunch of these old, not old, but the sticker things that I bought last year, and I've used most of the kit, but I haven't used all of the kit. So I'm going to try and use what I have first and make sure that I'm tracking what I do financially. So yesterday was a no spend, and today will definitely be a no spend. Tomorrow I do have groceries, so I will write the groceries in. I will highlight it the color that I use on my tracking ledger. And every week when I do my weekly check-in, this is where I'm going to go for that weekly check-in, and I will tally everything up, and I'm going to put it in this little notes section. So I'll do my grocery total, my gas, all of those totals right here for my weekly check-in. So I've gone ahead and put in the calendar for the first 6 months with my cash envelopes in this little thing, and then I've just got an extra ledger back here in case I need it, and then a gift card. So this is my wallet, this is my setup, this is what I'm going to put in my bag. It has been in my bag for the last week, and I love this system. I love it, I love it, I love it. This little purse thing, I got it during the deals and steals for that week of Black Friday from happyplanner.com. This one cost me around $24 or $25 with the discount, and it is completely worth it. I'm going to use this front pocket for receipts, and like I said, when I need to go into a store, my phone fits right here or behind here, either one, and it still closes and zips. I've got plenty of room. So that is how I'm going to live within my allotment for each week using my cash envelopes. And again, I really hope this is making sense to you guys. So This is the Skinny Classic size, which is what my sinking funds and my monthly cash envelopes will be in. And then what you saw as my wallet, this is the Skinny Mini. And I just did a giveaway for 100 subscribers for a Skinny Classic with a micro notebook. And I'm going to do another giveaway when we reach 200 subscribers. So you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and give me a comment. Let's get this built up and get more people moving that way. So another component that I'm going to add is that at the end of every week, when I do that weekly check-in, if there is money left in the envelopes, I kind of had to make a plan because, again, we're telling our money what to do for us, right? So here's the plan, guys. If there's money left in grocery or there's money left in eat out, it stays in the envelope, right? If there's money left in the gas or in the allowance, well, pets is going to roll over too. But if there's money left in the gas or in the allowance, that money is coming out of these envelopes and it's going to go into this clear pouch. Again, use what you've got. If you've got a free makeup bag that you got when you bought some cosmetics, or you've got a little, use a Ziploc bag. Use what you have. Mine will go in this pouch, and that money is going to be used to fund those defined sinking funds where there's a set amount, or it'll be added to the debt snowball if it's a significant amount. So that was the decision that I made for the weekly budget check-ins if there's something left. All right, so lastly, I'm going to be attacking our debt repayment using the CFI, which is a cash flow index process. And I touched on this briefly in my last video about the budget and stuffing the envelopes, but I learned about it from Stephen Gardner, so he is the expert, not me. If you want to know about cash flow index, you can either look it up or you can pop over and watch one of his videos. But basically, it's analyzing your debts to find out which ones are the most efficient versus least efficient. And I just did mine on a little Canva spreadsheet. I put the steps up here. This is how you determine the number. The lower the number, the more inefficient the debt, and it should be the one you pay off first. So these are mine for 2021, and that is my goal, is to attack those and get those paid off. So if you watch my previous video, you already know that I've made little debt-free charts for each of those debts, and I'm going to go after them like an unpaid pimp, y'all. I am going to be angry at those debts because those were bad decisions that do not define me, and I'm going to go get them taken care of. So I know this was kind of lengthy, and I really hope that I did a good enough job explaining all of this. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, I would love to have them. Again, this is just what I decided to do for 2021. I think it's what's going to work best for me, but I am always open to feedback and suggestions because 2021 is going to rock. Do you hear me? Every one of you, I want you to know that 2021 is going to rock. We have served our time in 2020, and we have done what we needed to do to get through it together. So I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope that tomorrow is brighter and better than the day before. And I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.